Hi everybody, this is Khaki Jeter. This is my art activity presentation. Um, my art activity that I decided to do is just a really fun, creative, and engaging activity that I do. I've done it before, and so I tweaked it a little bit to do it differently. Since it's summer, I didn't have as many kids to do it with. But the main gist of it is everything was based off the story um, or the song "The Five Little Monkeys Jumping on the Bed." It's kind of an art activity and a music activity, which I also incorporate numbers into. And then at the very end, they get to make their own little monkey that jumps on the bed, which they absolutely love. Um, just a few of the objectives that I chose to go with was just being actively engaged with group activities, recognizing rhyming words, organizing and developing your artistic ideas and work. These were just a few that there's so many that you could actually involve into this lesson, but those are the ones that really um, that I focus on the most. The main purpose of this lesson is to identify the rhyming words and to help with number recognition 1 through 5, considering the story, the song is about five little monkeys. We talk about the numbers and taking away and just those numbers and recognizing those numbers. The purpose is just to really get those rhyming sounds. I feel like in pre-K rhymes are kind of hard for students to get. And so I try to incorporate it all year long. And this is a fun activity for them to do because most of them are already familiar with this story and with the song, so they find it fun and they didn't really realize that there was so much to learn from it. Um, in this lesson plan, I would say that you could do pre-K and kindergarten, just kind of depending on how much you want to put into it. You could really take it as far as you want it, or really simplify it down, just for simple. If you just want to sing the song and talk about repetition. Another fun thing that I like to add into this with the younger ones is we do high and low voices, which they absolutely love to do. So I'll kind of tell you more about that soon. Just a few of the materials that we use. You just need the book, markers or paint or crayons or however you want to let them, experiment and create, and some construction paper. And then I also had a monkey cutout where it was like monkeys and the numbers and then a map for them to match how many monkeys and the numbers. Um, just kind of the procedure that I went through. I would start by gathering the students on the carpet. We kind of go through what's expected, what we're about to do, and then I read through the story, The Five Little Monkeys. And each time, I normally have them start off holding up 5 fingers, and every time one falls off, and we do bump his head, we go down to 4, 3, 2, 1, and we talk. I try to stop every time and really talk about the number. Everybody will hold up 2 fingers, and we'll write the number 2 in the air, and just to really help them grasp those number concepts. And I also try to, every time we have a rhyming word like bed and head, we'll stop and we'll repeat those sounds and let them really hear that those words have the same ending sounds. After we do this, we kind of go through it all. I read the story and I have them kind of interact with me. And then we may stand up and sing the song and go through it and actually let them be, jumping and moving and getting around. Once we finish all that, I let the kids go to their own table and they get to create their very own monkey. And which is fun because they have the song in their head and they kind of all start acting like monkeys. They'll bounce around and jump and hop and pretend to swing. And so it's fun to watch them acting out being a monkey while making their monkey. And you can just really tell in their own creativity from their monkey how they took the story. When they're finished, in my closure, I really like to bring everybody back together. They get to bring their monkeys with them. I normally break them up into groups of, large groups, maybe 5 and 5, so that each one gets to fall and bump their head. But with this lesson, I only had 2 kids with me, but we reenacted the whole story. We took our monkeys and we bounced them around and we let them fall down, and it was just so much fun for them to get to use that music and use their monkey and use their creativity. And it was just really fun because they also got to retell the story, which is also another important standard that we focus on in pre-K. Just kind of an assessment during this. I really like to just do, just some informal. I like to walk around the groups while they're working, just kind of talk to them and say, like, which monkey is this? Is this the second monkey or the third monkey? Can you show me the number 2? Can you write the number 3? And I just kind of take notes, take some anecdote notes, and keep up with that and just see how they're doing. Some enrichment that you can do. You could add in instruments and have them, play on beat. You could have them work with a partner. One sing the song, one do the beat. You could have them make up new words. or go even further into other numbers on to 6, through 10 numbers. Intervention with this student, I would bring out some counters. Like I said, I have the mats that have a bed on it, and then you can place the monkeys on there, and you can place the correct number on there. I feel like that's a great visual. And for their intervention, I wouldn't provide so many of the numbers. We might just do 1, 2, and 3 instead of all 5 numbers. That way there's not a huge amount that they're having to choose from. And with accommodation, kind of the same thing. I may not even use the numbers. I may just have the picture of the bed and let them put, 2 monkeys on there, and then us count 1, 2, just to kind of give them that visual of this is 2 monkeys, and then later we can work on recognition of the actual number. With my reflection, I love this. I love this lesson. I've done it before. It normally goes really well. There's just so many fun things about it and so many things that you can add into it to make it more musical, more artsy. You can make it more language, more English. You really can take it and do whatever you would like to with it. I did say after this time, my daughter was one of the little girls that I worked with, and she said, I wish that I could have seen a real monkey. And so I thought, she's going into first grade. This would be an easy lesson that I could push into first grade by starting to compare fiction and nonfiction. And one thing that I thought about doing would be pulling up the San Diego Zoo website. This is something we do in pre-K a lot. If you pull up the San Diego Zoo, you can find their live cams, and you can actually view the animals in their habitat. And so there's one of the monkeys, and I thought this would be a great time they could do like a journal and keep up with what they saw the monkey do every day. And then at the end, they could compare, do I like the 5 little monkeys on the bed, or do I like the real monkeys at the San Diego Zoo better? So you really could take this lesson as far as you wanted and do as much as you would like to with it. But it was a really great lesson, and I think it went really well.